We're going to do a natural peach makeup. It suits all kind of olive or warm tone skins, or even very, very fair, light skin. But it's really, really very good for olive skins because it gives a fresh look. In the beginning, I'm going to use a brush, flat, soft brush. And I'm going to use a very light peach color, matte, very light matte peach color, which is this color. You dab a fair amount of the color into your brush. Try it a little bit on your hand. And just dab it onto the eye. Close to the eyelash line. And then you smudge it a little bit all over. Make sure it doesn't go too much high into your eyebrow. It's just on the eyelid. Just smudge it on the eyelid. You see, you don't want to go this eyelid up. You just keep it on the eyelid. Just make sure you get the most intense part of the color close to your eyelashes. To give a tiny little bit of contrast, you're going to use a medium-sized round soft brush and a little bit of taupe color, which is this one. A taupe color that it's not red, it's very cold taupe color, to define your eye. Just apply it into the crease very, very lightly. Barely. You can barely see this color. It's just making the shape of your eye. You almost don't see it. It just gives the shape of the eye. Just a tiny, tiny little bit. Onto that you apply a mascara, a natural black or a brown mascara. Black would probably be better because it gives a better contrast to the peach that you've put on the eyes. Always close to the root eyelash. And tiny little movements from left to right to get it right into the eyelashes. Tiny little bit on the bottom. If you make a mistake, you can always take a cotton bud, put it in a little bit of liquid makeup remover, non-greasy, and just wipe it off. Make sure you don't have a lot of product on the cotton, but just a tiny little bit. Or even with a pure cotton, dry cotton bud, you can even do it, just smudge it a little bit. What's very important with this makeup is you apply the highlights because these are matte colors and will just gives a little bit of more life into the makeup. So I use a cream highlighter, which is a beige color, not too white, not too yellow, just a beige natural cream highlighter. You dab a little bit on your finger and just dab it onto your arcade. And on the highest point of the cheekbone. This highlight will as well remove all the mistakes. If you've gone too much high with this natural color, it will just cover it. Just dab it into your skin, just with a little touches like this. Don't rub it into your skin because you're gonna take it off at the same time as you're gonna apply it. Just into the arcade. You can use a small soft brush to use the same highlight in the corner of your eyes. Just dab a little bit onto the brush, a fair amount actually. Just put it in the corner of your eyes. It's barely visible, but it makes a little difference. Now you make sure that all the foundation is perfect and you don't need anything covering more under the eyes. I'm going to cover a little bit more under the eyes. I'm going to use a liquid pen concealer. A liquid pen concealer. It's a liquid concealer. For her, I'm going to use a light peach color because she's got olive skin. I'm going to put it on and wait for a tiny little bit, because if you smudge the liquid straight away, it just smudges and it doesn't apply uniformly. Just leave it on for a little bit, for maybe 30 seconds, and then dab it into your skin. It just goes into the skin very, very softly. And make a little bit here, a little bit on your chin. The same. Wait a little bit and then dab it in. Especially around the nose and on the chin. You take two brushes. One is a soft, small brush, rounded, for under the eyes, and another one is a big powder brush, very, very soft, big powder brush, otherwise it takes your foundation off. So if you don't have both brushes, you can use one, but I used to, so whatever. If you have a small one, you can use it as well, but if you want to choose between one of those two brushes, take a bigger one, because it's more handy. So the small one is just for under the eyes, and if you want, around the nose for the T-zone, and the big one you can generously apply on the T-zone and a little bit. Concentrate the powder on the T-zone, yeah? The blush I'm going to use, it's going to be a peach color blush. It's a Luminous Peach color blush. I'm going to use a soft blush brush, which is quite thick, soft brush. It can be that size or it can be even bigger. If you have a bigger, soft blush brush, it's good as well. I'm putting a little bit here because long oval face, so you can even shape it up a little bit. And on the cheek bones. At the end, I'm going to use a light coral peach gloss or lipstick if you prefer. I'm going to use gloss because it's quite pigmented already, but if you prefer using lipstick, you can use a light coral lipstick. I'm using the finger, but you can use pencil or lipstick itself or brush or whatever you feel like using. If you want, on that, you can apply a clear gloss. It's going to give you a little bit more volume, a little bit more shine to that. If your gloss is kind of matte, you can use a natural clear gloss over your lipstick or your matte gloss, or you just put a tiny bit in the middle. Don't want to apply on the whole lip for the natural look and go like this, yes, because you don't want it to shine over too much. So you check everything. If you think that needs to be added more blush or more taupe on the eye, just finish it. Here I would add personally a little bit more of taupe. Just in this part, in the corner of the eye, because that's where the shape opens the eye. At the end, I'm fond of using a gel for the eyebrows to set the eyebrows, especially if you leave them just natural eyebrows. If you have nice natural eyebrows, just to brush them, you can use the gel eyebrow. It brushes them and it sets them at the same time. So that's the natural peach makeup.